Hi guys, and today's video we're looking at phrasal verbs, common phrasal verbs from D to F in the alphabet. So I'll give you the phrasal verb, the meaning, and then maybe some examples. So to deal with something means to handle or manage a situation, normally a difficult situation, like for example, that man is dealing with having difficult problems at work, or he's dealing with that employee. Means handling or managing an employee. To do over means to do something again, um, or to restart. I'm doing over my homework, for example. Or you need to do over that task, means repeat that task and start again. Do without, that means to manage without something. For example, I'm doing without chocolate for this week to reduce the amount of sugar I'm consuming to lose weight. To dress up means to wear something nice or formal clothing. For example, if you're going to a wedding or you're going to a night out with your family, you might say, I'm dressing up, meaning wearing some nice or formal clothing. Drop by means to visit someone unexpectedly. Meaning non-planned. I dropped by to see my mother because it was on the way to somewhere I was going to drop by. To drop off. To drop off can mean a number of things. To deliver someone or something. For example, I dropped off the children at nursery today. Or in American English, I dropped off the kids at daycare today. Or something, I dropped off the shopping to my mother. Or it can also mean to fall asleep. I dropped off in front of the TV, meaning I fell asleep whilst watching TV. End up, to eventually reach a state or condition. I ended up going to see my father on the weekend because he was eventually available. To fall apart means to break into pieces, or something to break or emotionally collapse. For example, the mobile phone I had fell apart after 2 years, just stopped working. Or emotionally collapse. The man fell apart when he saw his ex-partner in the street. Fall out, to have an argument. I fell out with my wife over dinner, for example. Or I fell out with my brother over a financial situation. So it's to fall out, to have an argument. It's normally like a bit more serious than an argument. It can be subtle in American English. You might say fall out as like a light argument, but in British English, a fallout is more serious. So I fell out with this friend because he forgot to pay me back. That's a serious, problem. Or whereas in American English, it's more like have an argument or a fight. To figure something out is to understand or solve a problem. I figured out how to use my computer. I figured out how to use the software. I figured out how to solve the software problem. To fill in means to complete a form. Please fill in this form to apply for this position. To find out is to discover or learn something. I found out how to apply for the car loan. To get along with is to have a good relationship. I get along with my brother-in-law. I get along with my teacher. He's a good teacher. To get around, to go different places. I I went around Europe when I was younger on a trip. To get away means to escape. We are getting away from this neighborhood because we don't like it, or we're getting away for the summer, which is like escape, but it's more of it's a light-hearted way of saying it. So we're getting away from the city to go to Portugal on holiday. To get back means to return. We got back from Portugal last week. You can also say to get back at somebody, which means revenge, which is a bit different. To get by means we're surviving with minimal resources. So we're getting by um, at the moment with two parents working. to get in, means to arrive or enter. So to get into the concert, you must queue at the gates. To get into the concert, you must queue at the gates. Get over. That's recover from illness, disappointment, maybe a breakup. So I got over him. It took me 6 months. I got over COVID. It took me 3 weeks to get over it. I got over my being laid off from Meta. It took me a while, but I did. To give away means to donate. I gave away some clothes to a charity shop. In US English, I gave away some clothes to a thrift store. Reveal a secret. I gave it away to my brother about my sister, meaning revealing a secret. To give up, stop doing something. I gave up skateboarding after a knee injury. That's true. Um, to go ahead, I went ahead and started. So go ahead means to proceed or start something. So to go ahead, I went ahead to begin a YouTube channel about teaching English. Go on to continue. I'm I'm thinking of an example of go on. The English lesson is going on at the moment. The English lesson is going on at the moment. To go on, to go out, leave home for an event. I'm going out to see my friends. I'm going out to see a concert. To grow up, that means becoming an adult. Um, I grew up. Well, it's become an adult. That's really that's really the noun version. So that's a mistake there. Um, but you can have grow up like to grow up somewhere. Um, so it's like so it's like I grew up in um I grew up in Birmingham. It's like where were you in a kid? Sorry, where were you during childhood? So I grew up in Bourneville, which is where they make chocolate. It's near the factory that's called the Cadbury factory, which produces English chocolate. I grew up in Bourneville. Yeah. To grow up, like the noun version is become an adult. I'm a grown up. Um, or yeah. So it's a bit can be used in different ways. That's the verb format. So I will create a story out of these phrasal verbs. Um, but feel free to go back in the video, maybe make some sentences from the video, or you can vi listen to the video and you can add subtitles to see what I'm saying, to hear some of those. Um, these are really, really common in the English language. So if you're learning this for IELTS or you're learning it just you want to improve your English, everyday English and natural English, phrasal verbs are a good way to go. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.